When people try to release a tight psoas muscle to fix your lower back pain, a lot of time they try to just stretch it out or do some foam rolling. But a lot of times things don't really actually stick, or they just provide temporarily for a couple minutes. Now, there's a one huge key that we use to understand how you can get long-term relief from tight psoas and give you the best shot at finding a long-lasting relief. If you're new here, my name is Alvin. I have a master's degree in biomechanics and kinesiology. Over the past 6 years, I've helped over more than 400 plus desk workers to move, train again completely without their lower back pain. And as you can imagine, most of them, they have tight hip flexor issues as well. So why do you have a tight hip flex? Now, your psoas attached on your lumbar spine run all the way down to the lesser trochanter of your femur. So when this got tight, it's basically going to create excessive lumbar lordosis, which ultimately compress your lower back and move your pelvis forward and forward into this, what we call a anterior pelvic tilt. Now, I know a lot of you guys may say, sure, I'll just, stretch it, right? So on paper, it makes sense. So when you have a pretty tight psoas muscle, you just stretch it out. But what happens is you might feel good for 15 minutes. And then the next thing you know is you're get back to ground zero again. You probably have experienced that on your own, right? So what went wrong? Here's 2 reasons why stretching is not working for you. Well, first of all, your psoas muscle sit too deep in your abdominal cavity right here. So it's really, really hard to stretch it out directly and effectively. Now, second, stretching is passive and you're not able to control the muscle after you get out of the stretching position. You don't communicate with your brain. You don't communicate with your nervous system. You don't communicate with your muscle and the bone. And the most importantly, you don't actively re-educate your body how to move and how to maintain this position long term. So of course, when you sit too long, you get up to take a walk, you get back to ground zero again. So how you can actually fix it? Psoas muscle create hip flex, okay? It will also move your pelvis forward into anterior pelvic tilt and compress your spine, like I said before. So all you need to do is you need to encourage the opposite joint action, which will be your hip extension and move your pelvis back up. Basically change your position from here to here, but not passively, actively. The purpose of this exercise is to recruit a little bit hamstring and bring your pelvis back to neutral. First, I want you to set yourself up in this 90-90 position. Now, keep your whole foot flat, but stay heavy on your heel. I want you to dig down through your heel, engage a tiny bit of your hamstring right here, and you're going to lift up your pelvis until you can feel your lower back is completely flat and relaxed on the floor. Now, once you got this part right, I want you to slightly squeeze the ball between your knee. Give it about 1 or 2 out of 10 intensity. You want to feel a little bit inner side muscle engage on both sides as well. Now, once you got everything right, and now you can start counting breaths. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth for about 10 breaths. Now, once you bring your pelvis back, you also need to consider your rib cage position as well. Now, as human beings, what we need to do is to find our balance. Now, if your rib cage keep flaring up, all right? So like this, there's only a matter of time that your pelvis will dump forward as well along with it, and your lower back and your psoas will get tied up again. So what we need to do is not only we need to bring those back, but also we need to get your rib cage to calm down along with it. So we want to make sure that your rib cage is stacked with your pelvis. And here is one of the best exercises for a past 400 plus client to bring their rib cage down. What I want you to do is bring both your knee as close as possible towards your chest without any discomfort or pinchiness at the front of your hip. I don't want you to feel anything engaged at the front of your hip, not even 1%. Now, we'll in the meantime make sure both your feet are flat on the ground. You can open up both your feet just a tiny bit. Now, reach both your hands forward. Now, what I want you to do is inhale through your nose, 5 seconds silent inhale without kicking on your neck or your shoulder, and then exhale as you slowly reach just a little bit forward. Now, the next time when you inhale, I want you to feel you open up the entire backside of your rib cage. A lot of people, as they inhale, they will sit up again and then do the exhale. I want you to hold this position right here. I want all the air go into your back, not your belly right there. At the end of your exhale, I want you to feel a tiny bit side abs engaged, and that should be it. And if you can't do this without any pain, you can change it to this position as well. Now, what you can do is you can use a yoga block or couple yoga blocks to elevate your glute. Now, this way you're in less hip flexions, So it will be a little bit easier for you to get used to it. Now, if this is still feel too hard, now what you can do is you can move both your feet just a little more forward. So you're in an even less hip flexion. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're serious about fixing your imbalance, your movement pattern, so you can have the highest chance of moving pain-free again, you can book a call, link down below, and let's talk. All right, that's it for the video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, and that will be it. I'll see you guys in next video. Peace.